Both teams seem to have readied up. It looks like the plugins are unloaded, and the game is going to start here, ladies and gentlemen. Revoluzion metagame, or a version of that one, as 4 of them are playing, and Quad and Forsaken are helping them out, at least for the time being. They're going to come up here in the blue against Saints, a team from the mid to high regions of Division 2 in the round of 16 of ESA. And with this initial fight going on, we see Denia picking up the rifle like our protected Yuki.
Yeah, just Ireland playing far too passive against a sniper, and they just lost a lot because they took Denia just going absolutely huge, getting 2 body shot kills and a headshot on Haunted to finish the deal, and that's a cat for his team. But yeah, it was just really passive play by RLM when the other team had a sniper, and when you don't know the other team has a sniper, if you play passively, you will get punished.
Crit Screek, here we go onto the side. There's a couple of stickies there. Spin himself managing to keep his way there into the spawn. Are there stickies at that spawn door? No, they're not. So they're now going to make their way out. Uber is ready to rock and roll here. Both teams running a sniper, and it looks like Saints has decided playing with a heavy is going to be a clever idea here.
Yeah, play with a heavy to counter a sniper, fight fire with fire, why not? And it looks like Uber is coming up for RLM right now as they have it. It looks like Saints are just going to back out here. I really like that they just gave up that point because they knew they couldn't contest it. No Uber, especially since they had crits, but they did force Uber out of RLM. Horner's going to try and chase, not going to have much luck with that. As he's going to try and land on the medic, but he doesn't kill him, and that was really unfortunate for RLM Pledge as Saints are coming up on 100% crits.
Yep, Crits is ready to rock and roll. They keep Denny on that sniper. You see Quad as well, looking over to that right-hand side. Quad is a little bit in the open, though. I think if the Crits hits him, he's going to die first, pretty much. As the Crits is coming through on that right-hand side. They haven't used it just yet, but here they come. As he's going to wait for the call. Here comes the call as a soldier immediately jumps in. He gets shot down. The great pick from Denia as he snipes the head off the spin. And 4 players from RLM already gone down. That's a 5-for-0 exchange. And Mark, the last man standing, he's going to try and do some damage. Escape plan comes out. Cap's going to try and take him off. It looks like he might bite the dust. There is Kokot's Mr. Walters. He's going to come in and help. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Kokot is Walters, the famous Epsilon scout. Just playing with a different name, which I guess is perfectly fine for us. Just got to keep it in our heads.
RLM should be really trying to push here because neither team has Uber, and this is their moment, especially when the other team has a sniper. Nice pick by Quad to actually take down a soldier there. Oh. But Daniel with the ridiculous headshot on spin. He's going to be raging about that for a while. As Haunter goes in, tries to catch the medic, does get a double shotgun on the soldier and the medic. Nice work by him there. And that was a bit of scrappy play there.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think Saints would have minded that exchange, but they lost their medic very much at the end of that entire fight. If they kept that one alive, I think they would have been in fantastic shape. But so far, they're going to switch back to the regular medigun and make their way through. And Denia again, holy cow. I'm so glad my memory served me right, because I remembered him being an alright sniper. And I was really unsure if I was going to be completely off or completely correct. I think completely correct so far is what Denia is showing me. Already got like 5 or 6 headshots on his name. He's doing massive work. 2 kills on spin so far. There he goes again as Walters now drops to the floor. He's going to try and snipe him out. And Denia so far completely on fire, helping Saints, just holding position here on the side.
Yeah, he's just making use of all these sidelines. But nice work by Ireland to actually just jump really aggressively, force the Saints back for free. They didn't even get any kills, they just forced them back. Meanwhile, Saints coming in hot, Soldier jumps in, tries to get in love, but Forsaken does take it out. Meanwhile, Uber is used by Saints. They're going to try and catch spin out here, but Denny with a nice headshot onto Mark. Oh, this is chaotic happening right now as Saints are trying to get some love with this Uber. Their demo does get taken down, and this chaos right now, Pledge, as looks like looking for RLM to cap this in the next couple of seconds as they do have that Uber.
Okay, so Saints' response to having an Uber disadvantage is to take a heavy, whilst Denia gets the pick onto Walters again. I don't think we're going to be surprised about that guy taking people down anymore. As again, the heavy comes out, the point's going to get capped, but in all honesty, the time very much so equal. Might have a crazy game. Denia gets the pick onto Quad, and you would really say that RLM is going to try and start denying Denia, because he seems to be the only guy at the moment from Saints to be stepping at a level which is pretty much unreachable for RLM at this moment in time. Mark 7 HP is going to take him to small. He's still going to get taken down. And the heavy play somehow, someway is working out perfectly here for the Reds.
Yeah, they just walked into the heavy when they had no ammo loaded. Walters with a nice shot taking down that soldier. But yeah, as I was saying, RLM are just playing too passively when there's a sniper. They just need to be pushing into Saints, pretty much playing it like they've got to play a disadvantage. And
is that
just
what a
taking
heavy
a man
comes
fight
in?
to them. Oh
Like,
yeah, the heavy works really well to counter that kind of playstyle, but
yeah.
even so, like, RLM just need to shoot the heavy now. Like, they still need to be aggressive, but they just gotta shoot the heavy.
They're going to try and come in here. Mark suiciding in. It looks like we have the 4-man suicide going live. Is the force going to come out? It looks like Konja surfing there perfectly fine. 36 HP right there. Now, obviously, what's going to happen is that they're going to build off that Uber, and as soon as everyone spawns, Quad spawns in 5 seconds or so. As soon as he spawns, they're going to make their way through. Right-hand side seems to be the way of choosing. And Spin and the rest of Revolution and metagame are going to have to hold off for a minute, but they need to cap this first. It is 6 versus 6, and Denia is going to try and land the shot. He's not going to manage to make it, and the Uber versus Uber exchange happening. Heavy is out of the fight. I like that play a lot, and now we're going to have to see, can RLM break through, or are they going to get taken down?
Flank's coming in from RLM. Nice work by the scouts to come and get the flank, and that's Walters getting a nice double kill to his name. And that's giving them the cap. It is overtime, so if Saints do cap this up, Hank actually... Okay, so this is the problem with Viaduct. If you have a really late death when you're defending, it's really bad, because your spawn time is delayed, and there's another death. So this is the problem with Viaduct, and this is why teams seem to hate it. It looks like there's a crit swap up by the Saints.
Do you like Denia staying sniper here? I would have loved to see him scout in this scenario.
Yes, definitely. I would like to see him scout, but I guess he's staying with whatever's working. If he gets his headshot on the demo, ooh, that would have been huge. But it looks like Saints are still going to come in here anyway. No position by RLM. This looks really good for Saints, but RLM might have something to say about it, Pledge.
Yeah, well, they have Uber. I think that's really the one thing at the moment that's keeping RLM in this game, and I think really Saints could have been more aggressive there. You can see right now Denia taken down. I think it comes back to the sniper scout decision. If he went scout, they probably would have been more aggressive naturally. And right now it looks like RLM is going to pick up this round. There's 5 reds down. Unless Saint Han can make a 6-man right now on his own. That is not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. And RLM, really by the skin of their threads, or by the thread of their skin, I think it's the other way around. But they're going to pick up the first round. I think that's the best way of saying it. We can see it right now. Saints. I don't know if you noticed that, but Denia switched to Spy really quick to see if they had crits or not. I don't know if you caught that real quick, but he did. And they know that there's a regular Uber charge going on, and this initial fight's going to happen again, Yuki.
Looks like Walters is the one to draw first blood on that soldier, and Saints just have no position because their sniper hasn't done anything. Quad does get taken down by some pipes, but return kill on Cap, so that's 2 soldiers down for Saints, but my god, Denia is just making Walters upset.
He did get the pick earlier, though, and it looks like Onkaya is going to be able to save his own life at least for the time being. Here comes Haunter, gets one shot, but is obviously just going to surf away from that one. As the Portuguese soldier drops to the floor, I think Saint might want to go for this one, actually. They have the spawn advantage here, because obviously they lost the point. And with a slight Uber window here, they might be able to catch some people off guard. It looks like Saints, again, they're sort of sitting there. They could be more greedy here, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. They should be more aggressive as Uber's pop. Really late Uber pop going to come out from RLM. Spin's going to milk that all the way. As the Uber does come in, SWR is going to try and come in on the flank and just do something, but he's just going to get taken down. Spy with a nice sticky trap kill though, but RLM with all the positioning on this point, and Saints are just immediately forced out. Especially with the aggressive jump coming in by Mark, this is looking pretty bad for Saints.
I'm guessing there's a slight disadvantage here. I guess they're going to try and kill a couple of players. They do, actually. But obviously Smira, the last guy, to actually go down. If he stayed alive, I think they might have been able to go for this one, but without the Delman damage, can they break through? And it looks like so far they're okay. Denia now on the right-hand side. If he can make a shot, I think this could be very, very valuable. They have spotted him, and this is what we're talking about, Yuki. This is how aggressive we'd like to see Saints. When they have a slight window to work with, they go all in. They don't sit back and wait for someone to make the shots. Throw the pressure in, and try to throw the other people off guard. CRLM, though, they do have a massive advantage to work with. The question is, do they know how big the advantage is that they have?
Yeah, the way they're playing, they look like they do know as they're coming in through this low left area into mid. Wow, Saints are getting caught completely off guard here, and RLM don't even have to pop, and they just cap the point for free. No Uber popped yet, but they are taking a lot of damage on both sides. RLM better into the stick there, as Saints don't even have Uber yet. But players down for RLM, their spawns are extremely delayed. Saints should be able to try and do something here, but their spawns are pretty delayed as well. As Haunter is coming in really aggressively on this left side, I love it. Uber's popped on both sides, but Haunter's going to force a really big multi-Uber. This is going to be pretty deadly for Saints, as Mark actually does get taken down. So poor positioning by him there, Pledge, and that was just not very good by RLM to have that happen.
I think either Mark was a little bit too far forwards, or the communication there was a little bit wrong. The kills come out though. Squad and Forsaken managed to pick up one each. Right now it looks like they're going to keep on moving there towards that side. Swipe really needs to pick up that soldier. I cannot believe Forsaken is still alive. 25 HP on the Latvian there as he manages to stay alive, at least for the time being. It looks like RLM really, even though the exchange wasn't perfect, they managed to hold on purely based on the individual frags there from Forsaken and Quad.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with Viaduct. Scouts reign supreme on this map, and if you have scouts up at the end of a fight with good health and ammo loaded versus a team that's weak, then you're just asking for trouble if you don't have the scouts. Meanwhile, 2 picks going in the way of RLM. Demo and Soldier down for Saints, but Spin does get taken down, so nice work by Saints to actually get that pick, as that was, I guess, a 4-man suicide coming out, so that's exactly what Saints wanted out of that, and they're going to be pushing with Uber in the next 10 or so seconds.
Yep, quite sure. As soon as Denia and Swai make their way out of that spawn, it looks like Denia has decided, you know what, that sniper strategy that we have, it's not going to work that way. I love the balls of steel there from Unkaya, right? Like, one shotgun shot could have killed him, and he was like, no, either we're going to take this home, or we're going to die here and we're just going to lose the round and work on from there. And now the second time he tries to do that, he gets taken down. The drop comes out as Forsaken takes him down. Double rockets. Kaya drops to the floor. Now the sniper comes out. Now Spin gets dropped. And this might actually be a surprisingly good exchange for the Saints as they drop their medic. Imagine if you just popped that Uber there. This one would have been very, very one-sided. But RLM is going to be able to hold on for the time being. Probably pick up the second round.
Yeah, just clutch headshots by Walters there at the end, and Forsaken combined forcing the Uber drop on the Saints just pretty much spelled doom for them there. And 2-0 up for RLM. It's still been looking pretty close though, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Saints maybe get a round or two in the next round, as they are running the crit streak right now, so going for some surprise play. Actually, both teams running crits.
Yep, both teams are going to run crits, and that's usually, you see this quite a bit onto Viaduct, so let's see how that's going to pan out during this fight. With Forsaken and Swai have gone down, it looks like the Saints are going to drop right now, pretty much like flies, as Arla managed to pick up a couple of frags. If Quad would have gone down there, I think it might have been an alright one. He stayed alive with about 2 HP there. Walt sitting in the back, gets the headshot up to Caps, and as Hank drops to the floor as well, RLM at least has the advantage for the time being. With the crit streak though, how are they going to play this one out? Looks like they're going to... Are they going to single soldier crits? I quite would like that. Looks like they're going to bring their demo along as well.
Yeah, I'd like them to see they bring their demo forward and just, like, they don't even have to kill anything, they just have to buy time. The crits is used by Spin, but Smite does get taken down and body's dropping for Saints right now. But although they force the crits, it doesn't really matter for RLM because they can kind of just hold forward a bit, stall, and then just retreat back, bait the point, and then crits onto the point. That's a good thing about playing with crit streak. It's a lot harder to execute, but there are a lot more things that you can do, as looks like Horde is building up that crits on that midpoint, so Horde does get taken down meanwhile, so that's a bit unfortunate for RLM, but Saints, this is pretty tall for them, especially pushing into Walters sniping.
Ooh. Actually a good shot there from Swai, taking him down as he now drops as well due to the pipes of Mark. As he's dropping out of that one, and yes, the Uber comes out pretty much like you said. The counter force never going to happen though, as Samira suddenly jumps in, gets the pipes, gets the damage done onto Spin. He drops as well, but they exchange medics at least for the time being. And with the Saints capping that point, the spawn advantage from RLM should give him this point back probably within the next 20-30 seconds or so.
Yeah, spawn advantage and the heal advantage going to be massive here, as Quad with a nice double kill. That's definitely the cap right there, as RLM going to get positioning all over. And Spin opting for the swap back to the normal minigun. I like the decision, much safer, especially when you're defending as opposed to the defensive crits. And looks like they're really confident having Walter stay sniper and just having the one scout, which, you know, is not a bad option to have if you've got a good sniper, but I still like seeing 2 scouts run from time to time, so we'll see if they maybe switch it up a bit later.
Okay, so now Saints have decided with the Uber disadvantage again, it looks like they're going to play a heavy. I'm a little bit confused, but they're going to try and break through here. Maybe this is a sort of weird version of the 4-man plus heavy suicide that they're playing. Looks like they're 5-man suiciding. I don't think I've ever seen that because you need to get that Uber done. But it looks like Walter's just a headshot after headshot, doing a very, very good job at the moment. It took him a while to get into the groove, but right now he has found it. He's reigning supreme.
You know, I would like to actually see Saints even just run a spy just to shoot Walters, because when you think about it, like, look at RLM's positioning, they're not really protecting Walters whatsoever. They're extremely far forward relative to his position. If a snipe snuck up behind him and just killed him, that would just pretty much spell doom for RLM's hold, because that's what they're kind of banking on, is Walters hitting a lot of headshots, as we see the report coming from Saints Pledge.
Saints Ubering in right here. Let's see if they manage to break through. So their sniper still standing there. He gets taken off though. Looks like Denia, you got to win that fight. Denia's caught, now drops to the floor, but the damage comes in from Hunter. He does a very, very good job. Hank is going to try and come through into this one. Focuses the soldier. Can he take him down? Hunter, 40 HP, 20 HP, now gets shot down. It looks like RLM, yeah, they're holding on as much as they can. but Walter's just sitting there taking pot shots at everyone, and he is going to hit the shot on Kaya there at the very end. As Saints once again now, Swy's gone down, and he really... I like the idea that you presented, Yuki, of them focusing the sniper more than anything, because Walters, now that he's found the groove, now that he's figured out exactly how to do this one, he's just completely tearing apart the Reds.
Yeah, it's just... The way Saints are playing is just giving Walters time to just line up his shots and miss shots and then hit shots. It's just... They need to be more aggressive, either on Walters or just on their team. But they're kind of playing half committed, as they are going to cap up this midpoint in the end, but not really going to mean much as their medic does get taken down and their players are extremely weak. RLM are going to get the spawns the next couple of seconds and they'll just be pushing in here really soon.
Walters got 2 already, he's feeling so confident, gets 3 now, getting onto that point. Is he going to get 4 as well onto that scout? He knows there's a scout there, he knows there's suddenly a heavy in his back though, which I didn't even spot because I was looking from Walters' point of view. Looks like RLM is going to cap this one off and get the 3-0 win. And we're going to switch sides right now as the first half is over. 3-0 at the moment for RLM. Maybe a little bit unsurprising, but after that first round, I really thought Saints did it to an okay extent. But they sort of, RLM kind of figured it out and said, okay, you know what, we figured it out now, let's go and do this.
Yeah, like it seems that when the sniper wasn't working for Saints, they had no answer to whatever it was RLM did. They kind of just relied on their sniper too heavily, and when it didn't work, they didn't have anything else to resort to. I think they just... Like, if the sniper's causing this so much trouble, they just need to be a lot more aggressive. Like, they just need to be aggressive, not give the sniper time to, like, line up his shots. Because if they have these extended fights, that plays into the hands of a sniper, because he's obviously got a really good sight line, he's got a lot of time to line up those shots. And, like, if Saints want to win this, like, it's a 3-point deficit, albeit, but they just need to be a lot more aggressive.
4 rounds in a row, that's the plan for the Saints, definitely, as they now switch on over to blue side. And see if they're going to be able to make this one work. Walter's just going to keep on going what he has been doing, I guess. As he pops up that sniper side, he's going to hop onto that balcony, see if he can get the shots down. Not so far. Is he going to hit the 4th? No, he's not going to hit the 4th. It looks like Mark is going to be able to pick up the first shot as well. Walters keeps on missing, but in all honesty, that shot makes up for it. Just the shot onto Caps is pretty goddamn fantastic. See the Saints almost having that crit streak ready to go, but they need a couple of people to... Kaya, oh my god, Forsaken manages to pick him off. And now the Saints, their entire plan is kind of gone. As Revoluzion metagame, they're going to make their way through. As Hunter gets the 2 picks right there on the members of Saints, they're going to pick up this middle. And with a full Uber charge, they're going to be able to milk this point out and get a lot of time on it.
Like, Saints had a really good health advantage on their midpoint, but all they needed to do was just hold W. I mean, Mark was on about, I think, 70 health, and Smire was on about 210. All they needed to do was just hold W across the point and just be aggressive, as Walters was just a nice full body shot taking down that soldier. And Suicide's coming in for Saints. These really delayed Suicide, as they do force Uber, so that's something, and they are building Uber and Swan. But yeah, as I was saying, like, they just need to be more aggressive. They need to not be scared. They just have to push. Like, that, a sniper wants you to be scared, because if you're scared, then you tend to make mistakes. Is mistakes play into snipers.
To speak to you on American terms, is that the difference between invite and IM? The feel for aggression?
I guess, I mean, I don't know, it's just sometimes teams just get too scared of snipers. As it looks like Uberpop coming in by Saints. They're losing 2 players, including their demo and scout. This is not very good for them, and they're not getting anything done with Uber. I mean, they forced RLM out, but that's pretty much it. They lost 3 players, and they're not even going to get this cap pledge. It's just looking pretty grim for them.
They lost too many players there in the end. Like, if you... Uber fight versus absolutely nothing. Even if Uber gets popped off, you don't want to drop your players. And obviously, if 1 dies, that's a problem. If 3 dies, ladies and gentlemen, that's a catastrophe. As in honesty, Spin is just going to hold that Uber charge once again. And I can only imagine a 4-man Suicide is going to come in here once again. As it looks like right now, everyone's going to get a buff. Expect a couple of blue players to fly around that point in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, like, Saints just need to be a lot more aggressive and just do stuff, as Walters just takes that soldier and demo man to school. 2 well-placed airhead shots and pretty tall auto. Minute left on the clock for RLM's cap, actually, and Saints have 2.5 minutes left if they cap the point, and that's pretty hard to ask, especially when you can kind of just trade Ubers and then just push back in, and that seems to be working for RLM and not so much for Saints.
Saints does have the Uber at the moment, though, so it is pretty much a very solid hold. If they can make this one work, it might be okay. Caps has picked up that sniper rifle this time around. Haunter gets taken down. Miss Uber there from Spin. This might be a little bit of a window that Saints can use, as right now there's a lot of pressure on that Demo Man. How could they let the Heavy come this far up as the solo Uber onto the Heavy just reigns supreme right there? And RLM for the first... Oh my god, Walter's really the playmaker himself. Got the headshots all over the place and decided, you know what, I can also just shoot the medic in the foot in order to kill him. As now Onkaya drops to the floor, and really that exchange was looking so unbelievably well for Saints. But now with their medic down, it is looking a little bit grim once again.
Yeah, they got a nice early pick on the Haunter just before the Ubers. Swire does get taken down. That's not the best death to have there. And I assume RLM just going to come storming in here with that two-player advantage. And Walker's with the smart decision, swapping back to Scout, especially when they know they just need to push. But Saints with two really good picks on both soldiers. I mean, they're going to lose this Cap, as the Demo does jump for second up there. Oh, excuse me, Cap's up there. But Saints should be able to retake this pretty quickly, Pledge.
Yeah, Walter's now going all in onto the medic. He does not take him down. As now Mark drops as well. And Saints, in all honesty, they should be able to pick up this point for free. And actually, instead of just picking up the point, they get a 4-for-0 exchange so far. Unless Forsaken and Haunter can either drop a medic or drop a demo or something like that. Maybe, like, this is looking good for Saints. They are in the advantage that RLM had about 2 minutes ago, right? Where they literally held for 2.5 minutes. That is the exact same scenario Saints is in right now. And you can see Quad just going to walk on in, walk towards that point. Let's see how aggressive and how daring Saints are going to be against. They know the sniper of Walters is going to be around.
Yeah, Walters decided picking up that sniper as Cap's taking him down with a nice headshot. And Suicide's coming in for RLM. Demo's jumped in and he does get taken out in short order. Nice work by the defensive FA. And this defensive positioning working for Saints right now. But the point is almost getting capped. That's just not very good for Saints, as Forsaken does take down Hank. But at what cost? Quad does get taken down as well in return. And Walter's going to try for another pick again. And the clock is ticking in favor of Saints. Yeah. So this round is looking really close as the Demo does jump Walters. That's what you need to see. Aggression on that sniper. Don't let him get those shots. Nice work. Especially taking him down late, buying more and more time for Saints. And that's what they need.
It's not too bad. This is kind of this is how Broder likes to hold at the moment here in Europe. It's the way that Saints is standing right now. Broder likes to have Rip sticking up that massive pillar and then defending from there. That Uber is very early from Saints. I don't really understand why the Uber was that unbelievably early. They are going to lose that point. No, they're not going to lose it just yet. Can they fight them for it as RLM right now picks it up? 15 seconds left on the clock. Is this a pause?
Oh my god.
Well, that says enough, right? If this is a pause, that means that Saints is going to actually pick up this round.
Spoilers?
I guess. Like, guys, I hate to spoil it for you, but it's getting spoiled for us.
Yeah, for all we know. I mean, okay, well, let's look at it right now on face value. Smire is going to be bombarding people that are standing on the point. That is Forsaken and Quad. Spin is healing them, though. Haunter is on the blue cliff on 60 health. I don't know how he got there, but he's there. Swai is in the lower main area, just kind of chilling out there. And Hank is on the left side behind his Demo on 70 health. So, I don't know, I mean, in theory, this shouldn't work, but...
Yeah, but that's...
Ireland don't have too many heals.
I quite enjoy this, Yuki, because we're looking at this. We know that Blue's going to pick it up. We know. Like, it's been spoiled for us, right? Because there's a pause. You don't pause post-game, right? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, we know that Blue's going to make this work. With the time left on the clock, there was... How are they going to do this?
Smire must have done a lot of damage. Like, he's got a sticky flying into the air that's going to hit
he
Forsaken
must
and
kill
Quad.
Spin. He must kill Spin.
That's going to do... That sticky is going to do about 120 damage total.
Okay, we can see the stickies flying.
But the suspense is killing me.
There's 3 stickies. You can see, if you're looking, I'm looking at Spin's point of view. Do you see the 3 stickies, like in midair? They're around him. He's not getting damage whatsoever. And actually, the Delman takes...
Smire and Swai.
Like, Spin is perfectly fine. Are they really staying for this one? I'm very much so confused.
I don't understand what's...
There's no way Saints can do this. They have like 11 seconds. They're capping. It's overtime. The time is already up. Are they trolling us? Is that what's happening?
No, what's happening? As Daniel with the clutch, I think the Scout's coming in. Yeah, Scout's with the cleanup. Is this Hank gonna take this? Nice work by him there. Oh my god, it's going up the wire. Hank with the triple kill. Almost gets a quad kill. And wow. Nice work
Okay.
by Saints here. Are they going to delay the spawn? No, didn't delay the spawn. As it looks like my
Everyone's
tournament
HUD
HUD
is
is bugged
broken.
right now.
Everyone's
I don't
HUD is
even know.
broken. That's
I don't
what
even know who's
pauses do.
spawning.
Yeah, I see Denia playing heavy at the moment. That's something I can tell you. And he's making his way towards that point. There's 20 seconds left on the clock at the moment. To be defended here by... And we just see RLM, they're going to swarm this point. But with Denia there as heavy, that's 450 health of steel. As it took forever to take him down. Smira, is Smira going to be good enough here? Hank going to come in as well. And Hank, he did it before. Oh my god, the double SMG comes out for Caps. And I guess that's how they're going to do it. This is... very, very much so phenomenal, as we can see Swy getting the pick on to Mark, and we're really going to see, in what we thought was a lost position, we're going to see the Saints picking up this one once again, and that is 4 rounds for Blue, and a 3-1 scoreline at the moment here for Revoluzion metagame. They're still ahead, but the Saints have shown that they're not out of this one just yet.
Yeah, Saints with a just really tight play. Smira with the huge damage just in, and Hank with a nice cleanup as well. And Denny also with a nice heavy play. Just run them that round there, as looks like really aggressive play coming in from RLM, but first death is going to be Haunter. Really weak players on Saints side though, and Mark with the huge double pipe kill, taking down the scout and medic. Denny with the return kill on Mark though, but this round is, oh, well not this round, this rollout, excuse me, is RLM's slow pledge.
This this initial point really looks to be RLM's, but it's taking a while for them to cap. And honestly, that doesn't really matter that much. You manage like 10 seconds or so. Looks like they're going to stand on it now. The question is, are they going to Blues? Are the Blues going to try and sort of push in here, or are they not? Obviously, they have a massive disadvantage, so the 4-man suicide would really not be out of reach of possibilities. To wait and see exactly how they're going to do it, though. It looks like they're... Yeah, here we go. 4-man suicide is going to come in. Hank is going to build here on, in the spawn.
Yeah, looks like jumping in from Saints right now as just Walters with the style points and headshotting these players, taking down the soldier and the scout.
He got 2 kills with 3 headshots in total. That's just it's just absurd when you think about it. Walter's hitting pretty much every single shot today. You can.
Yeah, I'd like to see Saints actually run 2 scouts here though, because it looks like they're going to run 0 scouts, considering Viaduct is pretty much a scout map, as Walters with a nice headshot. Uber is forced though, and this is in a really bad position for Saints. They can't really do anything with Uber. Oh my god, there's another pause. The suspense, it's killing me.
All the pauses. Well, in all honesty, right? It fits a tournament, and we had some time because we were ahead of schedule. So it's because what the tournament. This the thing about tournaments, Yuki. A very very quick thing about tournaments is that you can either like put everything very narrowly together, but then you usually have delays, or you can do it a little bit more spread out, but then you usually have like times where nothing is happening. As right now, we can see the Uber comes out. And the Saints probably going to pick up this point. Like, it's 450 HP heavy, right? Denia on that heavy weapons guy has had success so far. RLM's going to try and block this one off, though. Looks like with the heavy going down, they're going to cap the point, but that is pretty much it. So Revoluzion metagame is going to take that one over. Really? Okay. Caps is actually killing Walters here. Quad has gone down. That is sort of both utility classes there down for Revoluzion metagame. The Uber comes out from the regular ones, but it's only a 3 versus 4. Let's see in what way the Revoluzion metagame guys can make this happen.
Yeah, they're not really going to be able to do much with it. I mean, they're going to get the point, but those spawns are going to come up from Saints in the next 5 seconds. And hopefully they run less than 100 utils, because last time they pushed with an advantage, they decided to have a sniper and a heavy with an Uber advantage. Hopefully they run at least 1 scout. They do have 2 scouts like this. Running 2 scouts if you're going to run a sniper is a very favorable option, as it looks like Soldier Flank coming in. Oh my god, 2 soldiers coming in for this force. Uber doesn't even get...
Didn't even get hit.
Uber's not even up for Saints. The medic took 0 damage. I can't even believe that happened.
Or the med pack. He could have taken the med pack as well, but technically at the very end he's full health. That is basically the main thing. You see 1 pick coming out for Walters. They need to kill the sniper! The sniper's sitting right up there. Just someone jump. Someone put some pressure. Cannot believe this one, as RLM right now asking for a pause. So it was their pause that ended up coming out. And with the teams now, obviously the pause and all the HUDs are being fixed and everything like that. Revoluzion metagame with a minute or so up. They don't have to point at the moment, but what they do have is a fully charged Uber. And unless the medic gets taken down, it might be good for them. But apart from that, Revoluzion metagame is just going to pop this Uber off and probably pick up this middle or initial point. Are they going to do it for free, though? Yeah, they're going to take down a medic. But the Saints, in all honesty, the exchange that they have is not too bad. It's not too bad for them at this moment in time. So obviously that medic did remove that Uber charge, it looks like, with Caps and Swy still alive. Something might happen, but in all honesty, the Revolution guys, why are they not capping? I keep thinking that they have capped already, but they just haven't. Which is a little bit confusing. They're going to cap it now, though, but that gave them like an extra 20 seconds to work with.
Yeah, that actually just is buying some time for Saints right now, as RLM's demo isn't even in position yet to defend this, but he is there now. Saints did have a small window to work with, but looks like they're going to have a suicide instead. Looks like that's the order of the game, as they're going to have a sniper on the suicide, Smile with a huge jump, Walters with the air headshot. He's going for the most star points in the game with the sniper headshots right now, as that suicide wasn't very fruitful.
I guess it's a suicide that it doesn't really matter if you do it or not, because you can see, right, as soon as everyone spawns, the Uber's ready. The thing is, though, can they reach spin in time? He's on 88% at the moment. Walter's obviously sitting a little bit behind him. Forsaken going down, it's going to be pretty big deal. With Caps going down, obviously it's a 5 versus 5. It's Uber versus Uber, and there's about 30 seconds or so left of the clock here. Now the pick comes out. You can lose your Devilman, but if you... I don't really think that Saints can do this, Yuki, because if you lose your Devilman and you play an Uber versus Uber fight, you need your Heavy to take up 3 kills, and he takes up just 1. And at the moment, it seems like RLM is going to be able to hold on to this one. And obviously, with them on match point, the Saints need to go completely balls deep in order to try and hold on to this one. Hank gets taken down. Onkaya gets taken down. Caps gets taken down. And Saints' advantage stops right here, ladies and gentlemen, as the 4-1 comes out. And it looks like Revolution and metagame is going to be able to move on here into this tournament. Almost to the best of three stages. Just the quarterfinal remains before they actually reach that sort of state. I don't know who they're playing next. The brackets are back up, though. So obviously we're going to have a little bit of a look at that. Yuki, I have no idea if you can stay. I think you can stay. I think you should be allowed to stay. But at the moment, obviously, Revolution metagame is going to move on to the quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen, of the Esports Association, the Electronic Sports Association, technically, obviously, because it's called ESA, over at esagamer.com. They're hosting his first ever Team Fortress 2 tournament, the TF2 Open Cup #1, as they officially call it, powered by Ozone. We're giving out prizes for first place, as well as a 1,250 quid jackpot, which is able to be picked up by the first 16 teams, basically. So Saints, even though they got knocked out, they got a little bit of a cash prize, and they can obviously call themselves pro gamers now, Yuki.
You know, at least they got a round off, you know, a mid-prem team? I guess you'd say RLM a mid? Yeah, they're about a mid-prem team. So the game was kind of close. I think it was just these small things that Saints were doing. They weren't doing anything like glaringly obviously bad. It's just it was these little things they were doing, like not sending a player aggressive onto Walters, like at least one, like a scout or a soldier or something. They just were trying to do this counter sniper play. And while that works in pub, this isn't pub. This is like a comp game, and you don't counter snipe to fight another sniper. You go hyper aggressive. You put pressure on him, so he has to hit really hard shots. I mean, don't get me wrong, Walters was hitting a lot of like difficult shots to hit, but you need to just be aggressive, put some pressure on him.
Yeah, obviously. So right now I'm just having a little bit of a look at the tables. The quarterfinals, ladies and gentlemen, are up. We have Epsilon Esports going up against Web1, and probably Solar versus Team Poland. I don't know who Team Poland is, but I'm going to have to find that one out. Zaibatsu is going to play against Revolution metagame. And Broder is going to play against either Fabulous SpongeBob or 4/25. So there's still a couple of weird teams in that bracket, that's for sure. I think if I'm going to have to make a call, ladies and gentlemen, I'm quite sure we're going to go to Zaibatsu versus Revolution metagame, but obviously I'll have to double check that for just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, the next game is going to be in about half an hour or so, or at least when these teams are ready. So we'll communicate everything with you guys, obviously, throughout the main screen. Lex is keeping track of all of that, and he's making sure that the music sounds awesome and that the screen is looking good for you guys. We'll be right back here at Team Fortress TV with the quarterfinals going live on CP Snakewater here in the ESA Open Cup, the Team Fortress 2 Open Cup, the first one, powered by Ozone, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.